Okay, good afternoon. This is Judge Alyssa Perez presiding over the 210th District Court criminal docket for July 8th, 2025. All matters being heard today are being heard in accordance with all directives on remote proceedings. In addition to that, we are streaming all matters live via YouTube for public viewing. Let's go ahead and call the first case, Mr. Nanez. This is 2023 0D03789 and just 2023 0D03789, State of Texas versus Bubba Holland. May I have announcements, please?
Good afternoon, Your Honor. Jose Garcia for the state, present and ready.
Good afternoon, Jaime Gándara for Bubba Holland. We're ready, Your Honor.
For purposes, I'm sorry, Ms. Daly, go ahead.
Dawn Daly from the Probation Department.
Thank you. And for purposes of the record, Mr. Holland is appearing remotely from the jail annex. We are set for both the probation status hearing and a bond hearing. Is he at a no bond, Mr. Gándara? Is that what's going on?
Your Honor, excuse me, Your Honor, let me deal with the situation.
Sure.
Come on. I apologize, Your Honor. A little interruption from a grandchild.
No worries. I'll check his bond very quickly, but I got to think it's a probation case, so he's probably on a no bond.
He was on a no bond back when we were in court once, and he was in the hospital getting treated for a heart problem at the time of the hearing. And he went ahead and issued the capias on him. He's been to the hospital and treated and then arrested since then on your bond. There's a misdemeanor pending charging family violence against his longtime partner. That's been dismissed. She executed a non-pros affidavit. And as far as I know, he was doing fairly well on probation, but Ms. Daly will tell us.
Okay. So yes, he is on a no bond. And if I need to hear more on the bond, Ms. Daly, why don't I hear a little bit from you before I hear anything from the state?
Your Honor, Mr. Holland was placed on probation for 5 years deferred on a burglary of habitation on December the 12th of 2023. He was arrested again on April the 17th for the 2025 for the misdemeanor assault causes bodily injury, family violence, and it was dismissed on June the 24th of 2025. There is no motion to adjudicate guilt filed. He was reporting. He had not addressed his family violence counseling, nor any of his community service, nor financial obligations, but we did confirm that he has a medical issue and he's pending receipt of disability benefits.
Okay. All righty. And it looks like, at least in terms of the summary, outside of the rearrest, he had otherwise been, although he's behind on a few things, has been compliant. Is that right? He's reported all the time, all of that.
That's correct, Your Honor. He's reported consistently.
All right, Mr. Garcia, on the bond.
Right, Your Honor. Well, because there is no other violation aside from the case that was dismissed, of course, the state will be opposed to a full PR. We're not opposed to a low bond, Your Honor.
May I add, Your Honor, that he's moved away. He does not any longer live with the significant other that there have been problems with. He's living with a sister.
Okay. So the court, I mean, if that was the only issue, I see the recommendation from probation is that he remain in the special programs domestic violence caseload, that he be required to enroll in BIP within 30 days, and then reassess his compliance after 60 days. Because I don't see any other like explicit violations, I'm not inclined to hold him any longer on the bench warrant if that case has been dismissed, with the understanding that he will be modified as is recommended by probation to have no contact with the complainant, no in the dismissed case. What is the relation there to that complainant?
Just a long time partner, significant other.
Well, the order's he's gonna be modified to no contact, Mr. Gandara. So if that's, he needs to understand that if he expects to go back on probation, we're not gonna have any more of those hiccups.
May I address him very briefly, Your Honor?
Absolutely.
Mr. Holland, Bubba,
Yes, sir.
you're gonna go back out on probation, but you may have no contact from now and forever with the complaining witness in that family violence assault case.
Yes, sir.
You understand that?
Yes, sir.
You're gonna do that?
Yes, sir, I will.
All right.
So, Marissa, we're gonna forego any type of bond because he's gonna be released to the streets with the modification that you all have recommended, Miss Daly.
Thank you, Your Honor.
We'll do a review in 90 days to check compliance. I'm assuming that he is indigent. And so if we don't already have him at the $25 probation fee, let's retroactive do that. That's, I guess, the primary financial condition. Let me go back and see. He's got some court costs. So we'll do that to alleviate some of the financial concerns, but he'll just go back on probation at this time.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you very much, and we'll do the review in 90 days. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Good afternoon to all. May I leave, Your Honor?
You may have a good day. Who's
Thank you.
next, Mr. Nunez?
Judge, on page 19, we have Mr. Coronado here for Nestor Vargas. Annex, can we get Vargas?
Vargas.
Page
This is-
19.
Good afternoon, Judge.
Good afternoon. This is one we just had not too long ago. Let me pull up his stuff.
Yes. And we have some clarifications for you, Judge.
I think, didn't I get an email from Mr. Russell on him? Give me 1 second. I reviewed it and I felt like I was ahead of the game, but so much has happened today that I don't remember it. So let me just pull up the email from Mr. Russell. There we go. There it is. Okay. All right. Okay. Calling cause number 2023-0D07606, State of Texas versus Nestor Jesus Vargas. May I have announcements, please?
Yes, Your Honor. Jose Garcia for the state, present and ready.
Oh, you're muted, Mr. Coronel.
Sorry, Judge. Sergio Coronado on behalf of Nestor Vargas. We are ready.
And for purposes of the record, Mr. Vargas is appearing remotely from the jail annex. I'm sorry, Ms. Ramos. Go ahead.
Officer Ramos for adult probation, Your Honor.
Thank you very much. And as I was mentioning quickly off the record, CSO Raso did provide the court with a case summary, Ms. Ramos, and the court reviewed it. I think we were here last time. We had, the primary discussion, I think, was some of the social media concerns. And so I won't, I'll give you an opportunity, Mr. Coronado, but I see there is a recommendation here to have the CSO follow up with a polygraph regarding some of the social media concerns that were brought up at the last meeting. At our last hearing. And then the remainder of the recommendation is that he have no social media, that there be remote comm installed on the electronic devices, which I had heard the state's position on as well. And then to add some community service because they had concerns that maybe your client had a little too much free time on his hands. So I'll hear from you, Mr. Coronado. If you have anything
Judge,
else.
one of the things that needs to be cleared up to the court is that the alleged posting regarding his sister, that was not done by the defendant, my client, Judge.
Mhm.
And it was done prior to him being put on probation by somebody else in the chat.
Mhm.
And that was one of your concerns, and I think the probation officer needs to clear that up with you.
So the case summary reflects this. July 7th, received a telephone call from the attorney Coronado that I had misrepresented information on the Reddit violation. I advised the attorney that it was Mr. Vargas' cell phone, and Reddit post stated my brother effed me, and Mr. Vargas stated it was something prior to probation. As per attorney Coronado, Mr. Vargas did not put that on the phone. Please note that the CSO Rosal reviewed the note from therapist Regalado on November 11th. Mr. Vargas reported his probation officer conducted a cell phone check and found that he had visited a Reddit post with the title, "My brother effed me." Mr. Vargas denied viewing this and stated that this app, the Reddit app, has been on his phone for many years, but he has not used it. He was informed he would be placed on a behavior contract and required to attend a sanction group at the end of the month. In November of 2024, he attended the sanction group for the violation. His inability to take responsibility for the sexually explicit content found on his mobile device will result in his attendance at a sanction group in December 2024. CSO recommends a specific question polygraph be administered to Mr. Vargas to clear the violation. And then the further recommendation is the one that I believe was from the last hearing, which is to have him on no social media, no gaming, and have remote comm installed on his electronic devices and the additional. So I think that is the clarification. And I remember the conversation being like he posted something. So if there's something beyond that clarification, it appears that it was something that the treatment provider found on his phone, not that he had written it, but he was in this group. And forgive me if
Judge,
I don't understand the
no, I
technical
understand that, but at the
participation.
last hearing, it
Mhm.
was represented to you that he had posted it. And I kind of take objection to that.
And that's understood, and I have the clarification now. And
And that was
correct.
the court's concern last time, and that's why the court didn't reduce the bond substantially last time.
Correct. And we're set today for a bond hearing?
We're set for a status, Judge. You had
Status.
reduced the bond, but I really see no need in getting him out on bond. I think we need to do what is recommended.
I'll be frank, we're set for a status. I'm comfortable with the update and the recommendations from the CSO at this time. In other words, I understand, I want you to understand, so your client understands, that I don't think I'm misunderstanding anymore what that, it wasn't a post. He was part of a Reddit group that had this
Yes.
sexually explicit or questionable title. And that in and of itself is a concern. And that is distinct from him posting something on social media. I understand that.
Okay. Give me a second, Judge. I apologize. Give me a second.
Mhm.
Okay, Judge, I apologize.
So the recommendation then, I'm comfortable with, which is to have that polygraph administered as part of his treatment, for him to be restricted from any kind of gaming or social media access of any kind. And I'm going to go ahead and mute you, sir. And then to have the remote comm installed on his electronic devices. And Mr. Garcia, I remember your concerns about that. But that's where we're going to go. And he's going to have 600 hours of community service. And we're going to do a status in 90 days to see if he's made any headway on the community service, to get an update on the electronic device access, things of that nature. With that, I'm going to release him to continue on probation with that modification.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay.
Your Honor, may I?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you have a time frame for the remote com installation?
I would say within 30 days. I'm not real familiar, Ms. Ramos, if it's a tedious thing to do, like it takes time or not, but in any event, I think 30 days should be ample time for him to report every electronic device that he uses and have that installed. Okay. So I know that's going to be a bit of a burden on your client, Mr. Coronado, especially because part of the probation's concern is that they want him to look for, it says here, real employment and not just be employed for landlord and church. I'm not really sure what it is he's doing, but you know, in this day and age,
Judge,
you have to use a
Yep.
computer to find a job. So obviously, we're not trying to impede that.
I understand that, Judge. The other problem is because of this kind of charge, it's very difficult to find employment for him.
Right. Yeah, you know, I understand that. And so my concern is that we just not have any more hiccups. In other words, I don't want to find out that when we do this remote comm, we have some other things that he shouldn't be doing and that he's continuing his treatment.
Yes,
Report.
Judge.
I mean, that's what he needs to be doing. So that's going to be the order of the court. Mr. Ramos, did you have anything else?
Your Honor, if I may add, no gaming as well. He had a couple of gaming stuff on there, also with sexual explicit content. It's all part of the social media and all these apps that they have. If we can just add the no gaming attached to the social media.
And I failed to read that. Yes, the recommendation says Mr. Vargas will have no social media, no gaming, and remote comm to be installed on electronic devices. That's going to be the modification. Mhm. Yeah,
Will do,
exactly
Your Honor.
as probation is recommending.
Okay.
Okay, and then we'll see him in 90 days.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you very much.
Be
Okay.
excused.
Yes, sir. Ms. Ramos,
Thank
are you here for anything else?
No, Your Honor.
Have a good day. Thank you for your assistance.
Thank you, Judge. Bye-bye.
Next.
Judge will be Alas on page 17 for Mr. Huffman.
Okay.
Annex, could we get Mr. Alas?
Didn't I just sign some
He's
MTRs?
coming. Alice.
Let me
Well,
see.
Judge, I didn't have this on my calendar. I don't know if we've got like I didn't know if the case was still open.
Let me
So I'm
see.
not 100% prepared. But
So,
I'm definitely familiar with Mr. Alas.
okay. Let me just see. Well, I've been out of pocket for a minute, but I did sign 2 motions to adjudicate today. And he picked up a DWI, an evading on June 22nd. So that looks to be that the 2 motions, that's what they say, Mr. Huffman. I'm not happy to reset because, you know,
We do have open case. Those have been appointed to us, Judge. But I have not reviewed the complaint affidavit. It's a felony evading. That's all I know.
okay, so we're about to get another case on Mr. Alas.
That's correct.
Do you see that one, Mr. Garcia? June 22nd, that's pretty recent.
Yes, Judge, I see the P file for the evading and the EWI that has been filed.
I'm happy to reset. Well, I'm not happy. I'm gonna take that back again because I'm not happy to reset it, but we can push this back for 30 days, Ms. Rivera. Are you here on Mr. Alas?
Yes, Judge, I am.
Is it fair to say that it's the rearrest?
Yes, that's why we're here. And it was actually going to be a follow-up from last hearing, Judge, just to see his compliance, which he had been doing good up until this rearrest. I finally had a negative drug test on him. He was going to TAP. He was reporting. He had just gotten a job, and then the rearrest happened. I do want to let the court know that whenever he was doing the drug test, he was doing both drug and alcohol, and I do not have any positives on that.
Okay, so we have a relapse that results in two new cases.
Yes, Judge, and the department's recommendation, Judge, it's going to be residential placement at this time.
Yeah.
And Judge, this is the one where he was in Aliviane,
Mhm.
and he had some issues with another patient there, and he got let out of Aliviane, and I don't think he ever went back, right?
He did not. But he was having problems before that incident.
What I want to have is a good handle on Mr. Alas because my eye is definitely towards treatment, but I want to know, I'm not remembering offhand the mental health angle to it. And so we're going to come back in 30 days. Maybe we have our new felony, maybe the DWI is filed, and we need to come up with a solution. So that means information. So I need to know what his needs are. Not going to let him out right now. We're only here on probation status. But
Judge, and his DWI, it's actually already filed and it's out of CCR2. It's the evading arrest that's still under a P file.
yeah. See, I don't know if DWI court is something. I understand residential. I think I agree with that. Maybe we do BHRTC.
I think they were okay with Mr. Alas going back to I'm sorry, Oliviani was okay with him going back to Oliviani. It's from what I remember.
I will need to double check with Aliviane if they are willing to take him back, and only because that incident with that client was not the only incident that happened. There was other issues as far as his attitude, not wanting to participate. He just had negative attitude from the start. And then the incident with the other client happened, and then that's when he was asked to leave. But I can always reach out to Aliviane, ask if they'll.
I don't want to send him back to Aliviane. He's gonna go to if we're really talking treatment, he's gonna go to BHRTC. And if I'm looking at a new evading and he needs a PR bond on the evading, I'm happy to do that. So we scoot him on to BHRTC. Okay.
He has been screened and accepted for BHRTC, Judge.
There we go.
And, Judge, would DWI court be another alternative if he's accepted?
No,
I mean, they're going to put him on the monitor, and it's, as the court's aware, very intensive probation. I think
I know
it would be.
He can go into BHRTC, and if he wants to go to DWI court when he comes out, we can do that. But no, we need something more restrictive than DWI court. As much as I know that that can be a benefit, it's not sufficient in my eyes for the. I think we need a little more restrictive treatment to start off with. Okay. So you tell me, I'm going to reset him for 30 days for probation status hearing again, but I'm frankly, and unless I'm hearing something from the state, absolutely fine with PR bonding his evading case and getting him off to BHRTC now. So you
And
let me
Judge,
know.
I'll have a conversation with Mr. Alas.
Okay.
I think I could do it on Thursday. So if you know, if that changes, if we change our approach, then
But you know,
I'll let the
Thursday is turning to Friday, okay, Mr. Huffman? Sorry, you
Understood.
probably need to know that. Okay. All right, we'll do 30 days and keep me posted.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. Who's next?
Maybe excuse Sharon.
Yes, Ms. Rivera, sorry, thank you.
Thank you.
Judge, we have Mr. Leopoldo Olivas with no attorney on the docket, but do they have an annex? You have Olivas?
Coming right out.
Thank you. Okay, so no attorney, and we've got a new case. Let me see.
He just left right now. Who was it? He's got a Pakistani name, like an Indian name.
Does he have an attorney?
Yes, Your Honor, he just left right now. I just talked to him like about an hour ago.
Did you hire him?
Yes, he made me sign a waiver for arraignment, and he said he was taking care of my case.
Okay, hold on 1 second. Don't say anything more, okay? Let me look it up. So he picked up a UUV, Myrna. Does that one show an attorney? Oh, there he is. It's Mr. Sarang. See? And if he was just there.
My apology, Judge, I was on the phone.
No worries. So I guess it's Gabe Sarang.
Do you want me to call him, Judge?
Yeah, you can try calling him. Mr. Olivas, you're correct, and I do have him here. It's just my docket didn't reflect it. So we're gonna see if we can get him to log into the Zoom, which is gonna probably be difficult because he just left you. But if we can, we're gonna come back to your case, okay? All right, and then who else is left? Is that it?
That's all I have, Judge. Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Chamorro? What about Mr. Chamorro?
He's in Fed custody now, Judge, and they won't bring him for Zoom.
Okay.
Yeah, that was Mr. Shimono's mine, Judge. I talked to you this morning
Yes.
briefly.
Okay.
Yeah, we just kind of wanted to hear a little more from the probation department if his actual PO is here.
Carla, does that mean you? Since I saw your face, like an emoji.
No, Mr.
I-
Huffman.
And
I
I've
was
read
covering, but
okay. I've read the probation report, but I think hearing from the PO would be good because I thought from all accounts things were good with the probation officer. He was doing relatively okay. It's just he got this federal charge that I think was a little unfair, and I was hoping, maybe we can do something besides the I think the 4 TDC that was thrown out there at the last hearing. Maybe 2 TDC, Judge, or maybe extend his probation so when he gets out, he can get, back on probation.
Yeah, no, that latter is not gonna happen. Carla, did I say for TDC? I think it was me. I think I'm at for TDC. I think I remember who I know some of the things we were discussing may not have been 100% accurate, but I think I remember your client. So
There were a couple months in there, Your Honor, in the probation report that he's alleged to have failed to report, didn't do his community service or classes. And I think there was possibly some fines that were outstanding, but for the most part, he was reporting and working, and he provides for his family, has a stable job, and his wife calls all the time. She's very supportive, and um, I maybe I can get the complaint from the actual federal arrest, but it sounds to me like it was basically all based on his prior gang affiliation, and I think it was unfair, but um, maybe it'd be better if we heard from the probation officer. She might know him a little better than I do.
oh, we don't have him here though.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So
Maybe I can reach out and kind of get some more information. And then
okay.
if we figure out, something, maybe we can writ him back. He's already signed in the federal court. He's doing 33 months. So
But so why aren't we at 4 TDC?
yeah, can we do 2 maybe, or
Yeah. Oh, I mean, I got the case summary. I see it.
Your Honor,
3?
the notation is from the state, the 4 years TDC.
See, they're usually better than me.
I mean,
Or generous, Your Honor.
What's that?
Or is very generous.
I know. The state is very generous sometimes.
if we can do 3 and just run a concurrent, I think we could wrap this one up pretty quick. I just need a conversation with Mr. Shimoto and we could set it for a plea. I'm sure.
Look, I'll give you 30 more days, but after that, I mean, unless we have him here, we're not doing anything.
Sure. No, I understand. But if we can get him, if we all just agree to 3, and I think we could set it up so that we rid him here one time and get it done, and then send him back to the federal courts.
Yeah. All right, let's move on.
Okay.
Thank you. Who's next? Is
Judge,
the
I
one
spoke to
Mr.
Mr.
Escobar?
Sarang. I'm sorry, Judge?
There's a Garibay Alarcon.
That one's been dismissed, Judge.
Oh, okay. All right,
And I
so,
spoke to Mr. Sarang. He's supposed to be logging on.
oh, okay. Well,
Can I be excused, Judge?
yeah, have a
Thank
good
you,
one,
Honor.
Mr. Huffman. I guess we can get off of YouTube.